Hey everyone, this is Nick with AkuShaper, and putting another tutorial video together for you today. Primarily focused on how to view your blend when working with the slices and just trying to get your deck and bottom contours to line up properly. The video before this is the import-export video, and that is also a good tip for how to move in a new slice to create like a continuous rail line. But anyways, I'm going to show you just a couple quick tips here on, making sure you have a nice continuous board with not a lot of bumps or wobbles in it and all that. So yeah, this one should be pretty quick. But so as always, let's start with a new board. File new. Why don't we do the 610 minigun today? So there's a couple cool ways that you can go ahead and check if your slices and everything are lining up, because what tends to happen is as you design your rails and everything, you might move something up like that and maybe something a little bit down there to get what you're looking for, but it doesn't always line up in the bay how it should. So if I have my rail line up like that and I have it down like that, you are going to attempt to see something kind of funky in the bay. This is my preferred method of view here to check your rail line. And so if you see something like this with these wobbles in here, this is going to suggest that this board isn't really lining up properly. So the rocker looks good, but you're going to have some weird deck lines in here, which you basically want to get rid of so you have a nice continuous path along this entire board. So one of the ways you can go ahead about checking that to see that is in the Slices tab. If you hold down your Shift key and click at the tail and start to drag your cursor, you'll see that gray line displayed. And that's essentially showing how each of your slices are blending across the entire board here. And so right there you can see how that wobble kind of goes up and down, and that's an indication that that area is going to need a bit of fixing. But again, hold down the Shift key, click at the nose or tail of the board, and then just drag your cursor across to see that blend. So that's one way to check the how your rail line and everything kind of flows together with these slices. And the other way again is looking at the tail here, just to kind of see that wobble in there. So if you did have something like that, you might want to go back and start to kind of pull these into position. My recommendation would be to design your rail how you want it, whether that be 50-50, 60-40, what have you, and then do a file export of that rail, and then import that rail into the 1 foot mark here. Get rid of this and import that, and what that'll do is create 2 perfectly matched rails that will give you a nice continuous curve in the bay here. So you can see we kind of got rid of that wobble and everything, so that's looking pretty sharp and continuous. Heavyweight users, you also have the Toolpath Previews, and this is basically the tooling path of the board. So if you do have abnormalities in your deck line and whatnot, this will kind of give you an indication that something isn't really looking too right. So yeah, that's just a couple tips on how to kind of check for that continuous curve and maybe line up some of these rail points a bit better. Again, file, export, import. Hold down the Shift key, drag your cursor, and then that quick little tip in the bay with the tool path and looking at the board from this angle here. So cool. If you have any other questions or want us to review a board for you, just shoot us an email, support@akushaper.com, and our phone number is listed on our website if you have any more questions. Cool. All right. Talk to everyone soon. Bye.